So the sequel to Outlast, 2012's most terrifying game, is here. But is it any good? Atmosphere. The rural location of Arizona doesn't have the same sort of chilling atmosphere we got from the original game's Mount Massive Asylum. At least for me, the opening of the game is as eerie as Outlast 2 gets, with tension building pushed aside for almost constant chase sections and grotesque cutscenes later into the game. The atmosphere obviously wasn't a big concern for the creators this time round, and the overall fear of anticipation is lost. The disgusting diary entries and dead bodies left laying about the early game bring back memories of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but instead of the slow reveal of that film, we cut straight to the midpoint and work from there. It's made other games following this path seem frankly better. Some of the character interactions are intentionally awkward and vile, but don't add much to the atmosphere either way. No Harry Masons. Scares. The scares are thrown in your face with some cheap but nevertheless effective jump scares in well-timed places. Other than that, the relentless chase scenes grow tiresome as they are stacked one on top of another with only a few minutes of exploring between them. Along with the near-instant kills, the chase scenes turn to death cycles quite easily, and again the fear of being chased turns into annoyance quite quickly. The areas, unlike in Outlast 1, aren't linear, and you often find yourself running around in an open area trying a series of locked doors whilst running away from multiple enemies. It becomes frustrating. Stealth doesn't seem much of an option in certain areas where the enemy's senses seem in the supernatural range, spotting you through walls and sensing you far before you even see them. The game also introduces bandages, so now you have to heal yourself or you die even faster, but doesn't give you a lot of time to hunt for supplies. Overall, the inevitability of death drains the fear of dying from the game. Still no Harry Masons. Sound design. The music is sparse but eerie, bordering on haunting. The music is perfect for this type of game. The only downside is, it's in this game. The sound effects are great. The directional microphone on the camera reveals some unsettling dialogue left otherwise unheard. A lot of biblical phrases and disturbing chanting is often muttered by antagonists. The sound design is fantastic. That's one Harry Mason. Gore. Over the top and excessive, bodies everywhere, dismemberment and impalement almost every time the player dies. It just becomes the norm after a while and stops being shocking. Still one Harry Mason. Story. The story alternates between the protagonist Blake's journey through the Arizona wilderness and a constant religious struggle between the heretics and the cultists who both want his wife for different reasons, and the school flashback where he aimlessly drifts around watching his school friend Jessica die over and over again. The story gets more convoluted as time goes on, and the debauchery continues until it climaxes at the end on an incredibly strange and unsatisfying note, making the final score 1 out of 5 Harry Masons. After the scarefest of Outlast 1, the sequel seems to be a nonsensical, overblown letdown that cut all of the good parts of the first game out and went with the already excessive parts of that game. I don't have a lot of good things to say about it, and I'm just sad the team behind the first game went down this path with the sequel. Again, I'd like to remind you this whole thing is down to my opinion in horror games, and if you don't share this opinion, then that's cool. I get it. I'd like to point out that whilst I did swear relentlessly at this game, I did not scream like a banshee or run away from the computer, and I advise that you don't either. There'll be more horror reviews in the pipeline, and thanks for watching, and always go check out Bumps in the Middle of the Night. Peace.